जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरा भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरा भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरा भक्त वृंद ज्ञानतिमिरस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकं चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथं साद्वैतं साधुतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदां सहगणललिता श्री विष्णुवंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरवंदे राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम श्रीपदाय कृष्णकृष्णभूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यराधिकाश्च मुखं करोति वाचालं कवनं वन्दे गिरिं यत्प्रसादमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदेवतां कृष्ण। So we are now going to start a new chapter. New chapter means new discovery. Right? We don't know what's going to be in this chapter now. So the title of this chapter, the author received the orders of Krishna and Guru. So our whole life is based on orders of Krishna and Guru. Okay, Anupama, you want to read?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Danda Pranam. Chapter 8, the author receives the orders of Krishna and Guru. The 8th chapter of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is summarized by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Amrit Pravaha Bhashya. In this chapter, the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda are described. And it is also stated that one who commits offenses in chanting the Hare Krishna mantra does not achieve love of Godhead even after chanting for many years. In this connection, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur warns against artificial displays of the bodily symptoms called Ashtasattvika Vikara. That is also an offense. One should seriously and sincerely continue to chant the Panchatattva names Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. All these acharyas bestow their causeless mercy upon a devotee and gradually purify his heart. When he is actually purified, automatically he will experience ecstasy in chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Previous to the composition of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur wrote a book called Sri Chaitanya Bhagavad. Only those subjects which were not discussed by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur in his Chaitanya Bhagavad have been taken up by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami to be depicted in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. In his very old age, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami went to Vrindavan, and by the order of Sri Madan Mohan Ji, he wrote Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Thus, we are now able to relish its transcendental bliss.
So let us Chaitanya Devam Bhagavantam Yadvichaya Prasabham Nartyate Chitram Yetharange Jagutayam. I offer my respects to the Supreme Person Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose desire have become like a dancing dog and suddenly taken to the writing of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Although I am a fool. So I think that everyone, has experienced. I mean, just imagine what we are reading, what we are studying. We are studying the most difficult the the secrets of spiritual life. We are studying and we are trying to understand. So definitely it's not possible. It's impossible for us to know and understand, but by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are reading and understanding something. Text 2. Jaya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Gaura Chandra Jaya Jaya Paramananda Jaya Nityananda. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is known as Gaura Sundar. I also offer my respectful obeisances unto Nityananda Prabhu, who is always very joyful. Paramananda, Nitai, is always in Paramananda. Supreme joy, right? Ananda means joy, and Paramananda means supreme, Parama, supreme joy. Jaya Jaya Dvaita Acharya Pipamai, Jaya Jaya Gadadhara Pandit Mahashai. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Advaita Acharya, who is very merciful, and also to that great personality, Gadadhar Pandit, the learned scholar. Text 4. Jaya Jaya Shivasadi Yata Bhaktagana Pranata Haya Vandam Sabara Charana. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Srivasa Thakur and all the other devotees of the Lord. I fall down to offer them respect. I worship their lotus feet. Today was this morning class in Juhu here. So this particular point about offering respect, that Prabhupada taught us to offer respect. Right? We come to the temple and we offer respect. Even it's the culture of India to say namaste, right? But then it became known as hi, hello, right? Everyone, hi, right? But the culture in this namaskar. So we are learning again on this namaste. And there are different ways of offering obeisances. Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami teaches us first to offer respect to the Panchatattva. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Advaita Prabhu, Gadadhara Prabhu, and Shivas Prabhu and other devotees. We must strictly follow the principle of offering our respect to the Panchatattva, as summarized in the mantra Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. At the beginning of every function in preaching, especially before chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. we must chant the Panchtattva's names and offer our respects to them. And like today, Guru Puja. So this devotee was leading Guru Puja very beautifully. I guess he must be from Bengal. He has a very high-pitched voice, and very beautifully. Yes, a lot of excitement also was going, in his singing. So he chanted beautifully the Guru Puja, Guru Vandanam, I think it is. And then he chanted Prabhupada's mantra, and what did he do? He plunged into Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and one devotee grabbed him. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Right. So sometimes we forget. Right? We skip. So immediately, hardly said one Hare of Krishna and we grabbed him. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. So should never forget the line of Parampara.
Mataji, one question on this, Mataji. I was asked this question that while chanting, we recite this pranam mantra of Panchatattva twice or once only. Before chanting every mala.
But chant Hare Krishna. Right. As many times as you wish. Once, we chant once. We don't make a round of chant Shri Krishna Chaitanya. We don't chant. But 2-3 times, we not make it full round of Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Chant. So Prabhupada is saying here that at the beginning of every function is in pretty specially before chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I don't know why we make things so complicated. Prabhupada said chant Panchtattva mantra, before you chant Hare Krishna. Now you start asking how many times, 10 times, one full round. Chant Panchtattva, like Prabhupada mantra you're chanting once, or Guru mantra you're chanting once, right? This is offering obeisances. So we want to reach a goal. There is a purpose why we are offering obeisances. We are offering obeisances so that we can approach Krishna. So the main mantra that we want to chant is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. But we are offering obeisances, prayers to the previous acharyas, to our Guru, to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so that we may approach Krishna. That's the idea. We can't get so much lost into how many times I should chant my Guru Maharaj mantra, how many times. Understand what's the goal of all these obeisances.
Mataji, one more question. So the chant the Panchatattva mantra before chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is so that we can approach the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra properly. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. All their purpose, all of them, their purpose is to take us to Krishna, right? So they're creating the proper mood, proper attitude. They're introducing us to Krishna, right? Pavitva Kareyan Sabara Smarane Pangugire Lange Andha Dekhe Taragane. By remembering the lotus feet of the Panchtattva, a dumb man can become a poet. A lame man can cross mountains, and a blind man can see the stars in the sky. So the same thing here. In Vaishnava philosophy, there are 3 ways for perfection, namely sadhana siddha, perfection attained by executing devotional service according to the rules and regulation. Nitya siddha, eternal perfection attained by never forgetting Krishna at any time. And kripa siddha, perfection attained by the mercy of the spiritual master or another Vaishnava. Kaviraj Goswami here stresses Kripa Siddha, perfection by the mercy of superior authorities. This mercy doesn't depend on the qualifications of a devotee. By such mercy, even if a devotee is dumb, he can speak or write to glorify the Lord splendidly. Even if lame, he can cross mountains, and even if blind, he can see the stars in the sky. Meaning that our personal strength, what can we do? Right? We all come to a point where, if we are actually devotees, see, we endeavor in whatever we want to do, we endeavor. But then we come to a point when we say, I can't do more, right? And what will we do? Do we turn our back against Krishna and say, okay, you know, I'll try my best? No. Krishna, what do you want now? What do you want me to do now? Because, see, the conditioned soul is so accustomed to being independent. He or she always wants to show, you know, how superior they are, how they can do everything by themselves. So we are humbled. We are humbled. And we understand that we can't do anything by our own endeavors alone. We need the mercy. See, we are endeavoring to show Krishna that we want to do something for him. That's the whole point. And Krishna helps us to achieve our goal. So Kripa. That's 6. Ye sabana mone pandita sakala dasabara vidya patha eka kulahala. Education cultivated by so-called learned scholars who do not believe these statements of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is like the tumultuous croaking of frogs. Bheka kulahala. Oh, Devahuti is not here, right? You know, the Bengali language, like kulahala, making a lot of sound. Bheka, croaking of frogs. You know, have you heard croaking of frogs? Can you sleep if the frog is croaking? Oh my God. Oh, here it is. The croaking of the frogs in the rainy season resound very loudly in the forest, with the result that snakes, oh my God, with the result that snakes, hearing the croaking in the darkness, approach the frogs and swallow them. Similarly, the so-called educational vibrations of the tongues of university professors who do not have spiritual knowledge is like the croaking of frogs. We have read a lot about so-called scholars and, right? Their knowledge of philosophy, we heard a lot from the previous chapters. So, I mean, just see, you know, the frog is very proud. You know that? You've heard that story, right? The frog is very proud. How proud is he? How proud is it? Okay. He believes the entire world is around him. You know, he believes he's the center of the whole world. And if you tell him about something that exists beyond his experience, he measures everything according to his own measurement, right? And when he expands himself to try to understand what can lie beyond his little pond, or whatever it is, he is swallowed. He bursts. So to be proud of our knowledge is very dangerous. ए सबना माने ये बात करे कृष्ण भक्ति कृष्ण कृपा नहीं तारे नहीं तारा गति. Does not accept the glories of the Panchtattva but still makes a show of devotional service to Krishna can never achieve the mercy of Krishna or advance the ultimate goal. Now this is extremely important. And this becomes manifested when we tell our devotees, please worship Gaunitai. Right? We say worship Gaunitai. They don't want to worship Gaunitai. What do they want? They want Radha Krishna in their homes. And here, Krishna Das Kaviraj is saying one who doesn't accept the glory of the Panchtattva, but will make a show of devotional service to Krishna, can never achieve the mercy of Krishna, advance the ultimate goal. Therefore, if one is seriously interested in Krishna conscious activities, he must be ready to follow the rules and regulations laid down by the acharyas. And he must understand their conclusions. The Shastra says, Dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam mahajanu yena gata sapantha Mahabharat Vana Parva 313.117. It is very difficult to understand the secret of Krishna consciousness. But one who advances by the instruction of the previous acharyas and follows in the footsteps of his predecessors in the line of disciplic succession will have success. Others will not. Sri Narottam Das Thakur says in this connection, Chariya Vaishnava Seva Nishtara Peche Kaiva. Unless one serves the spiritual master and acharyas, one cannot be liberated. Elsewhere he says, Chai Gosai Andra Muitaradas Dansabara Padarenu Mura Panchagras. I simply accept a person who follows in the footsteps of the 6 Goswamis, and the dust of such a person's lotus feet is my food. Text 8. Purve Yache Jarasandhaji Rajaganam Ve Dharma Kare Kare Vishnura Pujana. Formerly, kings like Jarasandha, the father-in-law of Kamsa, strictly followed the Vedic rituals, thus worshipping Lord Vishnu. In this verse, the author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, is very seriously stressing the importance of worship of the Panch Tattva. If one becomes a devotee Gaur Sundar or Krishna, but does not give importance to the Panch Tattva, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, his activities are considered to be offenses, or in the words of Srila Rupa Goswami, utpats, disturbances. One must therefore be ready to offer due respect to the Panch Tattva before becoming a devotee of Lord Gaur Sundar or of Shri Chaitanya, Shri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Text 9. Krishna nahi mani tate daitya parimani Chaitanya na mani le taiche daitya tare jani. Yeah, Anupama, you want to read?
Translation and purport by His Divinity Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. One who does not accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead is certainly a demon. Similarly, anyone who does not accept Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Krishna, the same Supreme Lord, is also considered to be a demon. Purport. Formerly, there were kings like Jarasandha who strictly followed the Vedic rituals, acted as charitable, competent Kshatriyas, possessed all Kshatriya qualities, and were even obedient to the Brahmanical culture, but who did not accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Jarasandha attacked Krishna many times, and each time, of course, he was defeated. Like Jarasandha, any man who performs Vedic rituals but does not accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead must be considered an asura or demon. Similarly, one who does not accept Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Krishna himself is also a demon. This is the conclusion of authoritative scriptures. Therefore, both so-called devotion to Gaurasundara without devotional service to Krishna and also so-called Krishna Bhakti without devotional service to Gaurasundara are non-devotional activities. If one wants to be successful on the path of Krishna consciousness, he must be thoroughly conscious of the personality of Gaurasundara as well as the personality of Krishna. Knowing the personality of Gaurasundara means knowing the personalities of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. The author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, pursuant to the authorities, stresses this principle for perfection in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
I was extremely intrigued when I read Mahabharata, and I wondered, who is Duryodhana and party worshipping? Before the war, right? They will have all the brahmanas, they will take blessings, and they go and fight against Krishna, right? That's what they do. I could never figure that out. And here, Krishna Das Kaviraj is saying, so they worship, they are charitable, they strictly follow the Vedic rituals. They acted as charitable, competent Kshatriyas. They possess all Kshatriya qualities, meaning that there are rules in their war, and they were obedient to the Brahminical culture. So meaning they had some guru who was guiding them. I guess like Shukracharya is the guru of the demons, right? So all that is there, but they don't accept Krishna. So therefore everything is useless. Next then. More namanile sabalukaha binas ichilagi kripardha prabhu korila sanyas. All right, Shashi, right? Shashi.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought, unless people accept me, they will all be destroyed. Thus the merciful Lord accepted the sannyasa order. Purport. In Srimad Bhagavatam 12.3.51, it is said, Kirtanad eva Krishnaya mukta sangha param vrajati. Simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra or Lord Krishna's name, one is liberated and goes back home, back to Godhead. This Krishna consciousness must be achieved through the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One cannot be complete in Krishna consciousness unless he accepts Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates as the only means for success. It is because of these considerations that the Lord accepted sannyas, for thus people would offer him respect and very quickly come to the platform of Krishna consciousness. Since Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, inaugurated the Krishna consciousness movement, without his mercy, one cannot be elevated to the transcendental platform of Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yes. So, I'm just trying to recollect, see how like accepting Sri Krishna Chaitanya and the Panchatattva in our lives. So this is like a new addition in our life, because all of us, we know about Krishna, right? But we don't know about Sri Krishna Chaitanya and the Panchatattva. So faith faith in Prabhupada and faith in the followers of Prabhupada was crucial for us. See, for myself, right? Was crucial in order to accept the Panchtattva. Prabhupada set up the system. And what was the system? It was worship of Gornitai, reciting the Panchtattva Maha Mantra. So this faith is crucial, extremely crucial. And Chaitanya Charitamrita and worshipping Gomitai and I guess that because for us, like when we live in the temple, our each and every moment was preaching the movement, the Sankirtan movement of Sri Gonitai, meaning the book distribution that we were doing. It is Sankirtan. This is how it's referred to. Sankirtan. Sankirtan is coming not from Krishna, right? Not from the Krishna lila. It's coming from the lila of Gornitai, who are the preachers. So therefore, this intense service for Gornitai is what gave us faith in Gornitai. But like what we are observing among the congregation is that they become devotee of Krishna automatically because they're already devotees of Krishna. And if they were devotees of other devas, then gradually they may develop stronger faith in Krishna and they focus on Krishna. But they are not able to develop faith in Gornitai and the Panchtattva. Why? Because they don't follow the instruction of Gornitai. Meaning they don't engage in service. They don't do book distribution. They don't go on Harinam, because this is the essence of the movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is a crucial phase in our life. So Bhagavatam says, Kirtanad eva Krishnasya mukta sangha param vrajat. Simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, or Lord Krishna's name, one is liberated and goes back home to Godhead. This Krishna consciousness must be achieved through the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One cannot be complete in Krishna consciousness unless he accepts Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and his associates are the only means for success. It is because of this consideration that the Lord accepted sannyas. For thus people would offer him respect and very quickly come to the platform of Krishna consciousness. Since Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, inaugurated the Krishna consciousness movement, without his mercy, one cannot be elevated to the transcendental platform of Krishna consciousness. It's just like Prabhupada started ISKCON. Now, if you don't worship Prabhupada, if you don't follow his instruction, you're not part of his methods to cultivate our Krishna consciousness. You just say, yes, I'm a bhakta of Krishna. And then you're going to make up your own program. Do you expect any success? Right? And Prabhupada's program is according to the program of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, the reason our devotees don't progress, are not able to maintain their enthusiasm, is because they don't have faith in Gomita. So there's resistance to worship Gomita. So therefore they can't get, they can't, it's just impossible. They cannot get the result. They come.
Mataji, can you repeat?
Hmm?
Mataji, can you repeat why they don't have faith? Why they are not having the faith?
Why they
In
do? Because they don't have faith in Prabhupada, they don't have faith in their spiritual master. Because Prabhupada introduced Gaunitai to us. And he did it in an extremely practical way. He didn't just put a picture there and say, here's God, you worship him. No, that's not what he did. He told us, go on book distribution. Mahaprabhu's instruction is to go on book distribution, meaning go door to door, give Krishna consciousness to others. You should have Harinam. This is how we worship Gaunitai, by giving the knowledge to others, door to door, going out and Harinam, having all those satsanga. So Prabhupada, so we are just lucky, those of us who have faith in Prabhupada, and we just do what Prabhupada told us, and we are most fortunate that we've got faithful disciples of Prabhupada. If our spiritual masters, our Diksha Gurus didn't have faith in Prabhupada and followed the way he's doing us, he's showing us, then we won't know, don't we? Somebody just posted, some, like Jayapataka Maharaj, something about somehow, he was having a dream, he had a dream. And what was the dream? He's looking out for the places of pilgrimage in Navadvip Dham, and he's so absorbed. He's so absorbed in that Gaur lila. We are here reading the books, but for him, Gauranga, is the living person. His entire life, his mission is only Gauranga. He has faith in Prabhupada. He has faith in Gauranga, right? Therefore, we who are disciples, his followers, the faith. So our good luck is that we have faith in spiritual masters who have faith in Prabhupada. And Prabhupada has faith in the instructions of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who accepted Panchtattva. And therefore you are able to progress. Otherwise, it's like we accept Krishna, and good luck if you're actually able to reach Krishna. Just good luck. So here, Prabhupada is saying, since Lord Chaitanya, who's Krishna himself, inaugurated the Krishna consciousness movement, and ISKCON is known as the Krishna consciousness movement, without his mercy, one cannot be elevated to the transcendental platform of Krishna consciousness. Text 11. Sannyasi buddhye more paribe namaskar tathapi khandive dukha paive nishtar. If a person offers obeisances to me, even due to accepting me only as an ordinary sannyasi, his material distresses will diminish and he will ultimately get liberation. Rashmi, you want to read? Rashmi, you want to read?
Yes, Mataji. If a person offers obeisances to me, even due to accepting me only as an ordinary sannyasi, his material distresses will diminish and he will ultimately get liberation. Purport. Krishna is so merciful that he always thinks of how to liberate the conditioned souls from the material platform. It is for this reason that Krishna incarnates, as clearly indicated in the Bhagavad Gita 4.7. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. Krishna always protects the living entities in many ways. He comes himself, he sends his own confidential devotees, and he leaves behind his shastras like the Bhagavad Gita. Why? It is so that people may take advantage of the benediction to be liberated from the clutches of Maya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas so that even a foolish person who accepted him as an ordinary sannyasi would offer him respect. For this would help diminish his material distresses and ultimately liberate him from the material clutches. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati points out in this connection that Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the combined form of Sri Radha and Krishna. Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya, Radha Krishna nahi anya. Therefore, when fools considered Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be an ordinary human being and thus treated him disrespectfully, the merciful Lord, in order to deliver these offenders, accepted sannyas so that they would offer him obeisances, accepting him as a sannyasi. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas to bestow his great mercy on people in general who cannot appreciate him as Radha and Krishna themselves.
Yeah, so here, at least, so even if a person offers obeisances to me, even due to accepting me only as an ordinary sannyasi, his material distresses will diminish and will ultimately get liberation. So here in the purport, Prabhupada is saying that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not an ordinary person. We have already spent one entire volume of reading Adi Lila, right? Presented how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none different from Krishna. And here said that even if we accept Gaunitai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as an ordinary sannyasi, and we follow his footsteps, meaning do whatever I have just described. He has come as an acharya to show us what to do. If we would do this, we can progress. But if we don't even accept him as the acharya, so one thing is that on our altar, we have Gaunitai on a lower level than Radha Krishna. This is how on the altar he's placed. If we have Radha Krishna, then the next level is Gaunitai, then the Guru Parampara. Right? So, and then we know his Bhakta avatar. His Bhakta avatar. So here, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta points out in this connection that Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the combined form of Sri Radha and Krishna. Therefore, when fools consider Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be an ordinary human being and thus treated him disrespectfully, the merciful Lord, in order to deliver these offenders, accepted sannyas so that they would offer him obeisances, accepting him as a sannyasi. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas to bestow his great mercy on people in general who cannot appreciate him as Radha Krishna themselves. So text 12.
Mataji, I have a question.
Yes.
So Mataji, if somebody does not accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as combined form of Radha and Krishna and accepts him as a Bhakta avatar or as a sannyasi, then also that person can, if he just follows Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions and in his footsteps, then also he will get the same result as somebody who accepts him and his associates as the Supreme.
Yes. Yes. Because as you worship him, right? As you worship him, you start, because he becomes manifested, right? This Gonitai, he becomes manifested gradually, he becomes manifested. And when you start reading about him, knowing him, right? He's tricking us. He's tricking us to take us to the goal. He has come as a teacher. Gauranga came as a teacher. As it is, people are non-believers, not only of Gaunita, but of Krishna himself. And they don't care, even if they know Krishna, they don't care. Jarasan is the example. And all of us in some way or the other, we are little Jarasan also. We may, yes, Krishna is there, but how many of us actually take the trouble to worship Krishna? So, yes, if we religiously, without fail, worship Gaunita, I'm not speaking only about the deity worship, I'm speaking about what he's told us to do, right? Just like the spiritual master. Spiritual master, you're offering Guru Puja, right? But that's all you do, Guru Puja. Or do you serve his mission? Right? You have to serve his mission. Then you'll be able to access your Guru. Similarly, when you now understand that your Guru didn't invent the method, right? He didn't invent the method. So whatever he's teaching is coming from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we read earlier, inaugurated the Krishna consciousness movement, meaning the method. What we are doing, Harinam Sankirtan, this Bhakti Vriksha program, Prashadam, the reading of Bhagavatam, Mathuravas, right? All these. So he inaugurated the system of self-realization for this age of Kali. So if we do these things, then automatically we'll be able to access the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And gradually you can know him. He reveals himself. Anyway, whoever is worshipping Gaunitai and worshipping in the deity form, just thinking of Gopal Krishna Maharaj, his main deity was Gaunitai. He had shalagram, many shalagram, but his main deity was Gaunitai. So he really, like, when you see what preacher he was, his personal deity was Gaunitai. Those who don't reach Chaitanya Charitamrita, then they can't develop faith in Gauranga. Actually, they cannot even understand this ISKCON movement is about. If they don't reach Chaitanya Charitamrita, they cannot understand. Right, so text 13. Is it 13? 12 or 13? 12.
12.
येन कृपमाय चैतन्य न भजे जन सर्वोत्तम हैले हैलेयो तारे असुरे गणन. Who wants to read? Shashi in Hindi, no? Who wants to read?
I
Shikara.
can read Mataji.
Oh, okay. I forgot. It's ARDD. Amrita Radha. Yeah, I read.
Yes, Mataji. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. One who does not show respect unto this merciful Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or does not worship him should be considered a demon, even if he is very much exalted in human society. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj says in this connection, O living entities, simply engage yourselves in Krishna consciousness. This is the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya preached this cult, instructing the philosophy of Krishna consciousness in his 8 verses or Shikshashtaka. And he said, Iha hoite sarva siddhi hoibe shabar. Or by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one will get all perfection in life. Therefore, one who does not show him respect or cannot appreciate his mercy, despite all these merciful gestures, is an asura or opponent of bona fide devotional service to Lord Vishnu, even though he may be very much exalted in human society. The word asura refers to one who is against devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu. It should be noted that unless one worships Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is useless to become a devotee of Krishna. And unless one worships Krishna, it is also useless to become a devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Such devotional service is to be understood to be a product of Kali Yuga. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur remarks in this connection that atheist smartas or worshippers of the 5 kinds of demigods worship Lord Vishnu for little satisfaction in material success, but have no respect for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, thinking him to be one of the ordinary living entities. They discriminate between Gaur Sundar and Sri Krishna. Such understanding is also demoniac and is against the conclusion of the Acharyas. Such conclusion is a product of Kali Yuga.
Yes. So it should be noted that unless one worships Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is useless to become a devotee of Krishna, that I have already discussed. And unless one worships Krishna, it is also useless to become a devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why?
Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving the process by which one can go to Krishna.
Yes. Mahaprabhu, his purpose is to make us become devotees of Krishna. Right? So now if you only become a Gora Bhakta and you become averse to Krishna, then he has failed in his mission. Right? So this is why, this is how, we who are followers of Srila Prabhupada, this is why and how we became strong and fixed in our faith in Krishna. Because it is not like some false, bogus incarnation who say, you worship me. All right? It's not at all like this. This incarnation who has come and he's saying, worship Krishna. Same like Guru also. Guru didn't say, come and say, you worship me, the Guru. You say, you worship me so that you can become a bhakta of Krishna. And that is how we are very happily, we observe Guru Puja and Vyasa Puja. Otherwise, who is interested in worshipping a human being? Right? You're able to follow this line? Are you able to follow? If you had some doubts, and which was an obstacle for your development in bhakti, so now these pages are clarifying those doubts. And it's good. See, it's like confronting. This is actually confronting ourselves. You know, by the thousands, you know, devotees are coming, becoming bhakta of Krishna, but are we bhakta of Mahaprabhu? Right? Meaning that you may try to approach, if you don't accept Gonitai and his process naturally, then you won't reach the goal. It'll be like, you know, you'll die. It's like that spark, you know, the spark that's supposed to become a flame, it will just get extinguished. Like you made an attempt, make an attempt to actually grow your bhakti, to illuminate your soul, it will get extinguished. 100%.
Mataji, but in this way, if we understand, then that would mean devotees from other sampradayas will never reach their goal.
That's why we have Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who combines the four Vaishnava Sampradaya, the teachings of the four Vaishnava Sampradaya. And that's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared in the Sampradaya of Madhvacharya. He considered the Sampradaya of Madhvacharya to be very the purest. And that's how we find that, you know, Pushti Margis, many of them, they follow Prabhupada. Is it true, Shikala? Isn't it?
Yes.
The Margis, they eventually, many of them. Then we have also like those who are from Sri Sampradaya, right? From Sri Sampradaya also. I found that they also, they join, you know, they accept the path of Bonita. And the path of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a combination of all the four sampradayas. So that's how when their followers, they find something that they can find in their own sampradaya, and therefore they accept. Mahaprabhu did in an ordinary language, he did a super, he did a supernatural thing. He combined all the four sampradaya, the teachings of the four sampradaya, and therefore those who worship Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, automatically they are also worshipping their own mood. So in the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like let's say in Ramanujacharya, their sampradaya, their mood is Aishwarya Bhav, right? So in the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, though he is like in Madhurya Bhav, like Aishwarya is also included. So they achieve their goal.
Mataji, but they are not following the same instructions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So therefore they struggle, isn't it? They struggle, right? They struggle. No. Yeah, and they struggle, and therefore, say you could say that ISKCON united the world and united the Indians also. Those were followers of the Vedic culture with all the different system of philosophies. ISKCON truly united the entire world. ISKCON, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement. It's like this conflict that exists between North Indians and South Indians. When you come to ISKCON, here you find North Indians and South Indians, right? Everybody has, usually South Indian, they are followers of Ramanujacharya. Mostly, whoever I have seen. Or the worshipper of Nrsimhadev. I don't know which sampradaya that is. But when you came to ISKCON, this tug of war, between the North Indian and the South Indian, here you are in one organization. We see them, everybody, they are ready to accept and follow the path of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We have to know that in Kali Yuga there is no hope for liberation from the cycle of birth and death. There's just no hope. Kali Yuga, Kalo Dosha Nidhe Rajan, right? It is an ocean of falls. As soon as you take one step to come out from, material entanglement, immediately there are 1 million people to pull you down. So what hope is there for you? Right? So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he masterminded this entire system, how to elevate somebody. And again, I'm saying he combined the teachings of the 4 Vaishnava Sampradaya. And therefore, we exist. Or I will stop here. We've gone over time. Hare Krishna. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripasimho eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo Namo. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.